Every one of us have the same 24 hours in our day, the same 1,440 minutes, the same 86,400 seconds. A day that God has given us, a day you was created for. You were here to live out your day on purpose, to have reason for your day. Not all of us have the same purpose, the same reason, same ambition, same drive, same goal, same fire, same circumstances. So why is it that we hear stories about successful people, and there's such a small percentage of the population, the 1%, the elite? Like God is respecter of man. The only thing that we all have in common is we have the same amount of time in each day. So why does it seem like some people do more with their 24? Why do we have the haves and the have-nots, keeping up with the Joneses? Why is it some people are achieving their goals, some people are not, and some people don't even have goals? No man or woman is given extra time, so why does it feel like some people have an advantage? Like they have more time, like they have an extra hour. Why is that? Because of the way they occupy their time, what they think about their time, what they do about the time allotted to them. We're all running a race against time. Time is the great equalizer. Thomas Edison said this: time is the only capital that any human being has, and the only thing they can't afford to lose. So why is it some people waste their time like they have it to give, and some people hoard their time like they can save it, and some of us use our time like currency, trading it for goods and service? But we all have this in common: we're all running a race against time. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Let us run with endurance the race that's set before us." 1 Corinthians 9:24 says, "Did you not know that in a race all runners run, but only one receives the prize? So run that you may obtain it." Every day we wake up, we're running against time. So why not run the race like we're trying to win it? Why not train for the race, become a better runner, build up our endurance, and run like we're trying to obtain a prize? How do you obtain a prize against time? How do you run a race against time? By taking control of your time and living your life on purpose. But how can we take control of our time, and how do we know how to spend our time? I found in my lifetime there are many ways to take advantage and to make the best of your time. And here are just a few of them. The first thing is, you have to have the right mindset. What you believe about your day and where your faith is. Henry Ford said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." Living your day out in faith, hope, love already gives you an advantage. Already taking control of your day. Living in fear, doubt, worry only steal your time. Living in fear causes paralysis. It'll freeze you up. You will lose days in fear. They make time harder to spend, harder to live out. They make you feel like you're dragging to the finish line, just trying to get to sleep, just trying to end your day, waking up, hoping tomorrow's different, but with the same mindset. You're looking for alternate realities, trying to escape the day, video games, television. You're finding addictions, pleasures that just occupy your time. But when you wake up with the mindset of, "I am more than a conqueror. I was created for this day. I will have victory over this day. I will not be given anything I can't handle because I have God. I am because He is, and this is the day He created for me." You start to take control of your day. You redeem your time. You start to believe He is who He says He is. And if He is who He says He is, and He created the day, Hebrews 11:6, "But without faith it is impossible to please Him." Him being God. "For he that comes to God must believe," remember the word must, "that He is, that God is, and that God, He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him." When we wake up and our day is filled with faith, knowing we go in it with the one who created it, it makes for the right mindset. Deuteronomy 31:6 says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you or forsake you." And having the mindset that God will never leave you or forsake you, that He is with you to help you take control of your 24, makes for a more advantageous day. Almost like you're living on purpose with the one who created it. The second thing that I want to point out to take control of your time is how you run your race like you're trying to obtain a prize. You must know that there are musts in your life that must take place. I'm going to say that again. You must know that there are musts in your life that must take place. You must pray to get the right mindset. You must be thankful. You must rest. Why is prayer a must? We must connect with the one who created us so we can be used to do what we were created for. That's the best use of our 24. It is a must that we get guidance. It is a must that we get instruction. It is a must that we get direction. It is a must that we have one-on-one time. It is a must that we spend time with the one who is love, so that we can become love. It is a must that we cast all our cares on Him. It is a must that we have a relationship with the one who created us to conquer the day so that we can properly go out and live our day. Philippians 4:6 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication. With thanksgiving let your requests be known to God." Mark 11:24, "Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe you have received it, and it will be yours." We must ask. That's the prayer part. We must believe. That's the prerequisite for receiving anything. Faith is the currency of heaven. It all starts with prayer. 1 Thessalonians 5:17 says, "Pray without ceasing." Prayer is a must if you want to take advantage of your 24. The next must that must be in our 24 is being thankful. And I know this seems trivial to some. That's because you've not been thankful. You don't know the power of thankfulness. Now, I said all that to say this. I personally, there was a time in my life where I was very unthankful. I was always miserable, always depressed, always mad, never content. But then I learned how to be thankful. Forced myself to start writing things down. I was thankful for, I wake up making sure the first 5 minutes of my day was going through things that I'm thankful for. Thankful people are just happier. There's a quote that says, "It's not happy people who are thankful, but thankful people who are happy." 1 Thessalonians says, "Pray without ceasing," but 1 Thessalonians 5:18, the very next scripture, says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Jesus Christ for you." Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Jesus Christ for you. The will of God is that you give thanks in all things. God who created us knows what we must have to fulfill our days properly, the way He's called us to live them out. Research shows that grateful people tend to be healthier and happier. They exhibit lower levels of stress and depression. They cope better with adversity, and they sleep better. And these are all the benefits that come with being thankful. The must be thankful part of your day. All these things are advantageous of taking control of your 24. Rest is also a must. Work hard, play hard, rest hard. I know how contradicting this must sound. I'm talking about redeeming time and controlling your 24, and now I'm telling you you must rest. Not more, but better and on purpose. God knew the importance of rest. 6 days He created the world, and He rested on the seventh. He made it a point to put it in His word that He rested on the seventh. He could have just said, "I did it in 6," and ended it there, and then started everything else. But He didn't. He said on purpose that He rested on the seventh day. Psalms 127:2, "It is vain that you rise early and go late to rest, eating bread of anxious toil, for He gives His beloved sleep." Matthew 11:28 says, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and heavy laden, for I will give you rest." If you are tired and you're anxious and you are exhausted, you don't really have the right mindset or even the strength to take control of your day the way you're supposed to. When we are tired, we react to things instead of respond. When we react, we normally do it wrong. When you are tired, you're easily angered. And most of us get angry over the dumbest things. And we say things we shouldn't say and start wars that waste our time. And we have to spend time recovering from that war. And it all started because we were tired and wasn't thinking straight and said something we shouldn't have said in the first place. You can go home tired from a long day of kicking butt and taking names and ask your spouse something as simple as, "What's for dinner?" And because she's tired and exhausted, you get hit with something out of the blue that just throws your whole evening off. You can come home and say something like, "Hey honey, what's for dinner?" And get responded with, "No, hey, I love you. Just what's for dinner? How can I serve you? Is that what I am to you? Just someone who serves you all the time?" You know what? What's for dinner is leftovers, or you can get in the cabinet and get you some raviolis. I'm going to go to the room and I'm going to watch my shows. And don't think you're going to come in there later and get served there either. And you're left thinking, man, now you're spending your evening trying to recover from that bomb. You're spending your evening trying to revamp by this thing that you've been hit with out of the blue. It's okay to rest. It's strongly recommended to rest. You can't think straight if you're tired. You can't respond in love if you're exhausted. You can't stay focused. You're trying to recover that's all you want to do when you're tired. Rest is an absolute must. Some of us need more rest and some of us need less rest to function properly. Figure out how much rest you need and make sure you schedule it and stick to the schedule. Which brings me to my next point. Live your 24 on purpose and schedule it. Take control of your schedule. By doing that, you're living your day on purpose. You are purposely working. You are purposely spending time with your family, purposely playing, purposely resting, purposely loving, purposely getting time stealers out of your life. And when you schedule your day, you actually work that schedule, you're living your day more on purpose than when you're just trying to wing it. Get through it. Take whatever's handed to you. People steal your time when you let them. If it is important, write it down and schedule it. Put it in your calendar, write it on paper, keep it in your pocket, put it in your phone, write it in sand. Just make sure you write it out and work it out. Having a schedule is powerful, but you really can't take full advantage over your 24 unless you have a schedule made around your goals and dreams. First, you must write down your goals. Make sure your schedule is made around achieving those goals. You're running a race, the clock is counting down. God gives us our goals and dreams, and then He gives us plans and strategies to achieve those goals and dreams. See, we need to have spiritual goals and dreams, and we need to have goals and dreams for our family, and we need to have financial goals and dreams. Write them down. Habakkuk 2:2 says, "Write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets so that a herald may run with it." We're back to running. To take control of your 24, you must have your hours planned out. Your hours must be written down. There must be a plan. I was talking to this young man once, and I asked a question that I normally ask people when I'm trying to get to know him. I said, "Man, what is your dream?" And he gave me the same typical answer that most young men are going to give in America. "I want to be a football player." And I said, "Man, that's a great dream." I said, "How much do you practice?" And he goes, "It's summer, man. I'm not practicing at all." And I go, "Huh." I go, "So do you run? Do you work on your endurance? Do you work on your footwork any at all? Are you and your friends throwing the ball and you're catching it?" He's like, "No, man. It's summer. I'm not practicing at all." And I go, And he goes, "I don't even know how to work on my footwork. It's like without coach." And I said, "Man, do you have internet?" And he looked at me crazy. He's like, "Yeah, dude, it's 2020. Of course I have internet." I said, "Do you have YouTube? You heard of YouTube?" And he goes, "Are you kidding?" "Yeah." I said, "I bet you there's some videos on YouTube to teach you how to work on your footwork, to how to build up your endurance, to how to completely just begin to immerse yourself in what you want to do." I said, "Man, I bet you there's been coaches, and I bet you there's been players who have been successful, who've been where you want to go, who've written books, who've left a roadmap." I said, "Man, what do you do with your time?" And he said, "Well, it's summer, it's hot. I play Madden a lot." And the next thing I said to him, you would have thought I punched him in the face. I said, "Young man, you don't want to be a football player. You want to be good at Madden. Because nothing about your day reflects your dreams or goals. What you do with your time reflects how important your dreams and goals are. Your schedule should always be planned out to achieve your goals. When you schedule your time and you live each hour on purpose, you're more likely to be in the moment. So schedule what's important to you. Do you want to be good? Do you want to have a good prayer life? Schedule that. You want to be good? You want to have a good family? Schedule it. Schedule time with your family. You want a better marriage? Schedule time where it's just you and your spouse. And that time is y'all's. Can't be taken from anybody else. You want to be closer to your kids? Make sure you schedule time that's just their time. Just you and them. You want to learn a new skill? Schedule time for it. Schedule time to sit there and watch videos or read books or to learn a new skill. Do you want to know who you really are? Look at how you spend your time. Are you just working, going home, watching TV, going to sleep, waking up the next day, going to work, make someone else more money, going to sleep, watching TV, learning how everybody else is living their life and not really living your life? Is that your life? Going home playing video games, just making money to consume products that other people are making? There's nothing wrong with having leisure time, but there's something wrong with leisure time having you. So let me end with this. Make sure your schedule lines up with God. Give God your schedule. He created you and He gave you purpose. So write out your schedule and give it to God. God is the God of suddenly. So don't ever be so busy that you miss opportunities. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him and He shall direct your paths. Write your goals down. Make your schedule and bring it before the Lord of Lords. And submit it to Him. Trust that He will direct your path. And when you give Him your 24, you're giving Him your entire life. Your dreams, your goals, your main currency, which is your time, your 24 hours a day, your 1,440 minutes a day, your 86,400 seconds a day. You're running the race He set before you. Make sure you're doing it His way and give it all to Him every one of those 86,400 seconds. And run like you're trying to obtain a prize.